What's going on, guys? It's Bobby K, professional landscape designer and installer. In this video, we're going to teach you how to landscape a backyard from scratch. If this is your first time here, welcome. On this channel, we go through all different types of landscape designs, we give out tips and tricks, and we do all kinds of things where we show you different projects that we've got currently going on in the field. To get the most value out of this channel, I want you to keep your space in mind. The reason for that is, in this video, we're going to talk about how to landscape a backyard from scratch, but you may be looking to do your front yard or a side bed or some other type of project. But if you have your space in mind, the principles that we talk about in these videos are definitely going to apply. So keep that there. So I want to start this video off with a simple quote and say that creativity is not about what we do, it's who we do it for. And I heard that from the pastor at my church this morning, and it really resonated with me because my goal with these videos is to help you with designing your space or help you with any kind of landscaping project. When we're talking about breaking down a design, I'm going through different things, I want you to have your space in mind and know that I'm over there with you and I'm looking to create value for you on this end, regardless of what we're talking about here for helping you design your space. So one more time. Creativity is not about what we do, it's who we do it for. You can take that with you anywhere. Now, let's get to the design. All right, so we're in the design. We're gonna show some pictures of the before, we're gonna show some pictures of the after, and we're gonna go through some different tips and tricks that are gonna help you get clarity on this design and how you can bring that to your space when you're working through and you seem overwhelmed. First thing with this design is, man, it is hodgepodge central. There's stuff all over the place here. There's no real theme, there's no real flow. It's got a ton of concrete along the foundation going on here, but then it's got pavers that have got weeds and they're sunken, they're all over the place. And then there's mulch and dirt after that. And then you've got bushes that have been overgrown and not maintained for years, as you can tell. So first tip, get everything cleaned up and let's work with a blank canvas. Tip number 2 has to deal with the hardscaping. So what do I mean by hardscaping? Well, what I'm talking about are the hard elements that basically are what you're going to put your furniture on, entertain. I'm talking about your pavers, I'm talking about the stepping stones, I'm talking about those big natural slabs that we've got going up against the French doors that people are going to step down onto and go out into their living space. So here's the tip for you. Pay attention to the architecture of the house. What I'm looking at is the color scheme. I see a lot of browns and oranges, a little bit of terracotta. What that points me in the direction of is more of earth tones versus, say, like a gray, white, kind of modern scale. We've selected a really cool unilock paver that's got earth tones. The links are going to be in the descriptions for all of the materials that are listed in this design, so you can go onto their websites, check out their products. Man, they are super slick and cool. That's where you want to go. But in the meantime, let's talk about some of the other variations that are in here. This homeowner has a very large space. If we were to do a bigger paver patio, put more landscaping in, the price of the project is just going to keep going up and up. So I had to get creative on how can we utilize this space, make it look really nice, make it look like we didn't put the bare bones in and still pull off the design. How you do that is by using different color, different elements. The tip that I've got with the landscaping is very similar to the tip I had with the hardscaping element is pay attention to the architecture of the home. I think that this home, with it being a nice long ranch style, kind of depicts, and it's got these really cool brick walls that are going around and framing this area. It's very formal. I think kind of an English garden setting makes perfect sense. How do you pull off an English garden? Quickest way I can think of is put some boxwoods in there. We're using boxwoods here to almost map out where people can go and separate off the different sections. It's a really easy, really cost-effective way to make something look really cool. The second tip that I've got in the landscaping portion is I decided to go with 2 different types of gravel. Why did I go with 2 different types of gravel? This area is humongous. It's like 80 by 30. If I had made this all Merrimack B gravel, I think it would look like a nice patio, but just way too much rock. So what you do is you break it up and put another type of gravel in there. I went with a 3/8 inch trap rock, and how I did it is I used the trap rock around those boxwoods, around those formal pathways to break it up and almost like guide people onto, oh, here's a seating bench that you can go to. Here's a patio that you can go to. Oh, if you want to walk across the patio, here are some stepping stones to get out to the driveway. Everything makes sense and it's for a reason. So let's break it down. We got 3 elements and we got a couple tips in those elements. First one is clean it up, guys. Hodgepodge central going on here, like we talked about. We got the concrete, we got the bricks, we got the mulch, overgrown bushes. It's all over the place. Get it out of there, get your templates so you can start to see the area, see the space that you're working with. Tip number 2, pay attention to the hardscaping elements. What do you want to bring in here and what kind of color scheme do you want to do based on the house? Tip number 3, look at the landscaping, pay attention to the house again. What kind of theme do you want to go with? In this particular case, we went with a formal theme. Doesn't mean it has to be that way, but I think the formal theme works with the house and it was respectful to the client's budget. Question of the day. What are some of the biggest struggles that you have when you're first looking at a space? What do you get overwhelmed with? Here's something I'm going to offer you that's going to help you with getting clarity and not being overwhelmed. Go in the links below. I got a free planting guide. That planting guide has got tons and tons of information. It's absolute gold. And what it's going to do is act as a template to get you started, get you thinking about your space and how you can apply those things and bring clarity to the design so you're not overwhelmed. If you enjoyed the video, you got some value out of this, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, I'd love to have you part of the Bobby K community. I love making these videos, and a lot of the times when someone submits a photo, I'll make a video out of it. So if you've got something that you want to talk about or something that you're having trouble with, send me a picture. I bet you I'll make a video out of it. So what do you got to lose? I'll see you on the next one.